Hello, and welcome to Gotcha News. I am your host, Matthew G, and for our very first news is Blue Archive Anime is going to release next month on April 7th, 2024. What do I have to think about this? Well, we have 1 month. 1 month until the anime drops. And I am so excited, man. I am so excited for this anime because I got into this game pretty recently, yeah? It's only been like 2 to 3 months since I got into this goddamn anime. Or into this goddamn game, I mean. And I am excited. I'm really, really excited. For the past 2 to 3 months since I've, gotten into this gacha game, I've been really passionate. I've been, really catching the energy, right? I've been really catching the energy of the Blue Archive community. And I just realized that, goddamn, everything about this game, about its community, about the culture around Blue Archive, it's so nutty. It is so insane that, I have to wonder, people that play this game need to go to Arkham Asylum. And that includes me as well. That includes me. Because this game will give you that. This game will make you go mentally insane. Clinically insane. And I love that. I fucking love that. It is so good. This game is so fucking good. And this game is so degenerate that I see why people are fucking insane. This is like a cult classic, right? This game is a fucking cult classic. I think for a reason in the goddamn gacha community. And to see that the anime is coming around, 1 month from now, and it's covering the first volume, I think, from the looks of it, from the poster. I am so excited, dude. I am so excited. And I heard that they're going to be adding Sensei to the anime, which I'm very excited for, because Sensei is one of those characters that, it's the nameless, genderless MC that, it's the perfect, it's the perfect self-insert character, pretty much, right? And, a lot of times, whenever there's, this, perfect, nameless, genderless MC that's, a self-insert, most anime, they typically, they typically get rid of that, right? Because it's hard to adapt it's hard to adapt a self-insert character, a character that can be molded by the player, right? It's typically hard to, but, and because, people that do choose to adapt it, they make this character way too different than how most people would fucking see Sensei as, or, if they don't adapt, this MC that's nameless, genderless, whatever, if they don't adapt it, the people criticize it. So it's a very hard decision, right? It's a very hard decision. But I hope they don't ruin Sensei in the new anime. I'm sure they'll do everything else fine, though. And that's the, only really little, what is it? That's, the only thing I'm, worried about. But everything else, I'm excited for. And I cannot wait to see, my students, the Foreclosure Task Force in Abydos. So, woo! 1 more month to go, boys. 1 more month to go. Now, on to our second news. Shift Up, the developers of Nike, and that new game that I see everywhere on goddamn Twitter, where it's that one character with her neck spine is showing, and she's got a really big ass and shit. They are going public, and they're projected to be at 2.3 billion. Their projected valuation is going to be 2.3 billion. And so, what does it mean? What does this mean for the average Joe? For you and for me? What does that mean? Well, it means that, wow, that's a gacha gaming company is going public. That, they're going to be up on the stock market, right? And so now they're, now they have an incentive to, treat their shareholders, pretty much, yeah. So now they're a publicly traded company. If you know anything about the stock market, you know what I mean? It's all about the stockholders. It's all about this, it's all about the shareholders and stuff like that. If if the company doesn't treat their shareholders correctly, the shareholders can just short the fucking stock. they'll fucking reduce the price of the shift up stock, and the company will go to shit. And if you don't understand the whole stock lingo that I just talked about earlier, that's fine, because I don't know anything about stocks either. And this is not financial advice. It's not financial news. This is gotcha news. But yeah. That being said, this is going to be pretty interesting. I don't know. I don't know if what is it? Hoyoverse. I don't know if they're also publicly traded. I'm not sure. I don't think many gotcha game companies are publicly traded. I don't think so. But then again, yeah. I mean, these developers, I guess the studio, they don't just make gotcha games. They make other shit too. So I guess it makes sense. But in terms of the gotcha game industry, I don't think many solo or gotcha game studios, right? I don't think many of them are publicly traded. I don't think so. The only thing I can think of is maybe Smilegate, because I mean they're pretty huge and they make shit that's outside of gotcha games. But I'm not sure if they're publicly traded or not. But yeah, I don't really play Nike, and that Stellar Blade game looks interesting. I'll tell you what. Yeah, this is the ass company. This company's all about ass and nothing else. Good stuff, Nike. Good stuff. Our final news is Wuthering Waves is coming out 2024, according to the Epic Games news store. Now, other than some funny things that I'll show later in this video, this news is quite interesting for sure. Because for one, I've heard, right? I haven't touched the beta. I haven't touched, I haven't touched any of the alpha stages or whatever of this game. But this game is supposed to be the main rival, right? This game is going to rival Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, all that good shit, Hoyoverse is this monolith in the gacha game industry. And, this game is going to be that game that should rival Genshin, right? And, that being said, though, I've heard from, online that people are really worried about this game coming out in 2024 because of the fact that there are some changes that, they did, some drastic changes. For one, I heard that the story had to do, a huge rewrite, right? And there's, a lot of bugs and fixes that, people are saying, oh, maybe we should push this back until next year, maybe 2025, if you will. But it seems that, they're just going to release this year. And people are saying, oh, wait, maybe this was a mistake. Epic Games probably going to change this or some shit. But no, I mean, it's been 2 days since the initial, I guess, Wuthering Waves date confirmation. I think this is going to be final. I mean, the fact that I'm covering it 2 days later, I think it's going to be final. It makes sense to me. But yeah, that seems to be pretty worrying. But if the developers, if they know what they're doing, if they're confident that their game can succeed, I'm rooting for them, really. I'm rooting for them. You don't want, as much as I love Hoyoverse stuff, as much as I do, right? As much as I do, I don't want there to be a monopoly, right? I don't want there to be a monopoly in the gacha gaming industry. And if Wuthering Waves can do that, that'd be great. The last game that tried to rival Genshin failed miserably. And we all know what I'm talking about, right? Tower Fantasy. Yeah, that game went... It went bad. It just went bad, okay? It just went bad. And here's a funny thing about the Epic Games store page. So it says, obviously, 2024, Windows, right? All that good stuff. And then it says, Windows 10, Windows 11, Windows 10, Windows 11. And you got the Intel 9th gen, Intel 7th, 9th gen. Fucking, I think Intel is supposed to be capitalized, right? I think Intel's supposed to be capitalized. Not the i5, not the i7, but I think Intel's supposed to be capitalized. and then Ryzen. It's just Ryzen. And then 16 gigs of, I'm guessing, DDR4, DDR5 RAM, I'm guessing. you need at least a GTX 1060, an RX 570, or a GTX 2060. I mean, you mean an RTX 2060, or an RX 5600 XT and above, and 30 gigs of storage and 30 gigs storage and above. So that's pretty funny. If anything, from that title page, I'm guessing that that they rushed, right? They rushed to get the shit out. They rushed to get this store page out because I'm guessing the developers, Epic Games, I'm guessing they're feeling that they have to start releasing competitors soon or something. I mean, for me personally, I'm take your time with it and make it a clean presentation, right? Make it a clean presentation and don't scare the audience, right? You already have a dedicated fan base. They're waiting with anticipation, so don't let them down, right? Obviously, it'd be nice if you can gather attention from other people that aren't necessarily interested in your game, right? Take away some of that Genshin fans, or take away some of the Honkai Star Rail fans, or whatever, or all that. But you already have a dedicated fan base that is waiting to play this game in full and are excited for your release. So treat them with respect first. And yeah, that's basically all the advice I'll give. Anyway, thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching Gotcha News. I am your host, Matthew G, and I'll be signing off right now. Bye.